Hey everyone, Rob here, and I'm back. It's been a hot minute since my last video, and I do apologize for that, but I have been busy. But anyway, I'm here today to bring to you a great genre of music. And for those of you that know me and have followed my channel since last December, I love all kinds of genres of music. But the one I'm going to feature today is electronic music. This is a genre that features primarily keyboards and synth-driven music that is really filled with lots of interesting and varying textures. So now the group that I'm going to feature today is going to be a group that has been around nearly 5 decades. And no, I'm not talking about the Rolling Stones. But anyway, the group I'm going to feature today is the group Yello. Now, this is a group that is Swiss-based, and they've been around since 1979. The two that are the principal band members today are Dieter Meier and Boris Blank. Now, Meier is the vocalist and the lyricist, while Boris plays the music and features the music on their songs. Now, this group is known mostly for the song Oh Yeah, which came out in 1985 during the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Massive hit from that movie, and it was also featured on 4 other films during the 1980s after that. But if that's all you've ever heard from Yello, or if that's all you're familiar with, you are truly missing the boat. Yello has progressed and transformed, and they're so much more than the song Oh Yeah. They've got all of these wonderful textures and keyboards and synth-driven music, and as the years have gone by, they've honed their craft and simply gotten better and better and better. Now, back when they started, it was actually Boris and another person, but they were looking for somebody that could be a lead vocalist because they knew that was what was really missing on their music. Now, Boris Blank is featured as a backup singer on a lot of their CDs, but really he is not the lead vocalist. So they were in their search, they found this millionaire gambler, and they decided to bring him in, and oh my goodness, what amazing talent that he brought to the realm. And who am I talking about? Well, that was Dieter Meier. He is the millionaire gambler that they found back in the late 1980s. Now, his voice has this very dark and deep and kind of texture to it that really reels you in. It complements Boris's music beautifully. And that's what balances out, I think, their sound and the music that they bring to you. Now, Yello's sound is really based on unusual music samples and a really heavy rhythm, reliance on rhythm mostly, and of course Dieter Meier's dark, resonant voice that adds such wonderful character to their music. Now, Boris Blank has sampled so many instruments, virtually every instrument on the planet over the years, and he uses this in his arsenal when they're creating their various music. So that combined with Dieter's voice really makes this group what it is today. Now, to my mind, Boris is a musical genius because his ability to use these synth textures and keyboards to create all of this wonderful music is truly remarkable. And I can't really think of many other groups that have a firm grip on the control necessary to pull that off like he does. So anyway, they have featured several other vocalists over the years in addition to Dieter himself, many of them female, and they've really brought into their arsenal a lot of really great female talent for vocals. And we'll get into that as I start getting into some of the individual CDs that I'm bringing you today. Now, Yello has 14 studio albums to their credit, but I don't have all of those today. I've got really a small smidgen of the Yello CD releases that they have. So mine actually dates back to 1987 to about 3 or 4 years ago. And then we'll get into the exact dates as I get to the CDs themselves. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with CD number 1. And this is the one that they released back in 1987. Now, which one am I talking about? Well, this is Yello, 1 Second. Sorry about the glare. Now, this came out again in 1987, and this has the Oh Yeah song featured from Ferris Bueller on it. But it also has another vocalist that is fantastic. Now, many of you have probably heard of her before, and for any of you out there that are James Bond film fans back in the 1960s and 1970s, I'm talking about Shirley Bassey, and she was featured on one of the songs on this CD. Now, you may know Shirley from the James Bond film in 1964, Goldfinger. Wow, she sang that title song, and it was fantastic. And then she was also brought back in 1971 for the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever. And that was equally great in my estimation. So some of my favorite songs on this CD, there is number 1 is La Habanera. Number 2 is Moon and Ice. Number 6 is The Rhythm Divine. And that's the one that Shirley Bassey is featured on. And I've got to say, I think that's my favorite song on this entire CD. And then some others we have. Song number 9, of course, is Oh Yeah. And the rest of the songs are great. All of these, there's really not a throwaway on the whole album. And it just flows. Sound quality wise, this is certainly audiophile quality, though probably not quite demo quality. But all Yello CDs that I have in my collection, all 5 that I've got here today to share with you, have at the very minimum audiophile sound quality. And 1 Second is no different than that. So anyway, this is the first one I have in my collection, and it's a great one. So if you've never heard of it, do check it out. Yello, 1 Second. Now, the next CD that I've got is my very favorite Yello CD of all time. And this one here is really, to me, a Yello masterpiece. The music quality is top-notch. The sound quality, well, it doesn't get any better than this for electronic music. Now, which release am I talking about? Well, this is Yello Touch. Now, on this release, Boris and Dieter are at the top of their game. This came out in 2009, and to my mind, at that kind of evolution in their music, they're truly at the top of their game. This thing is fantastic. It has the best sound quality of any Yello release that I have, bar none. And if you're looking for a CD to demo your system for your friends, or to really tell you what kind of sound quality your system will deliver, this is the CD for you. It has deep, powerful bass, a huge soundstage, 3-dimensional sound with great depth, and it's loaded with lots of detail. And of course, Dieter's dark, resonant voice is very, very well recorded on there. Now, this is a trifold. And it also comes with a booklet. And in this, it features several of their photos of the band. This is one of the other vocalists on here. This is Heidi Happy. And she sings, I believe, 3 songs on this CD, and they're all absolutely fantastic. Now, Dieter and Boris have also been known to appear at like Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas and do shows there. So anyway, some of those things are featured in the booklet that comes along with this CD. Now, like I said, this will rank as one of the very best of all Yello's CDs, and it has got some tremendous music on here. Some of the songs that are my favorites, song number 2 and 3, You Better Hide, which features Heidi Happy on there. Song 3, Out of Dawn. Let's see, songs 6, 8, and 9. 6 is Tangier Blue, 8 is Friday Smile, and Kissin' Blue, again, is featuring Heidi Happy. Now, also featured on this CD is Till Bronner, and I hope I pronounced his name right. It's either Broner or Bronner, so let me know in the comments if I got that wrong. But anyway, they're also featured on here, and he's on 3 songs, the same amount that Heidi Happy is on. So Dieter and Boris like to mix it up. They bring in other various vocalists, and they did a magnificent job on this. To my mind, this is the best thing that Yello has ever done. So do give it a try and check it out if you're not familiar with it. Now this next CD, I'm going to cheat a little bit on it because it's really not Yello music. But this does feature Boris Blank, who does provide all of the music on this. And he partnered with a great female vocalist on this, and that is a singer by the name of Malia. Now, Malia was known, I think, primarily for jazz back before this CD came out, and she also featured a CD of Nina Simone songs. And I got to tell you, if you like Nina Simone, well, you're going to love Malia because her and Nina are 2 peas in a pod. Their vocals are similar, their style is similar, and Malia just possesses this wonderful voice. It's a Nina Simone-like style, very sultry, very sensual vocals, and it's got this huskiness to it that really fits Boris's music perfectly with this. Now, the CD that I'm talking about is the CD Convergence. Boris and Malia. Now, just like Touch, this has phenomenal sound quality, well beyond audiophile quality. This is demo quality all the way. A great CD to test out your system and to impress your friends if you have your friends over. Now, you probably couldn't go anywhere in 2014 or 2015 to an audio show without hearing this CD. It was used to demo so many stereos at places like McCormick's Place in Chicago, Axpona, etc. And this was used, and this came out in 2014. And during that time period, this one was being played on all of those systems all across the country, maybe all across the world, in fact. So anyway, this is a wonderful CD, and Malia is vocals on every song with Boris's keyboards, synth, and textures that he provides. Now, I gotta say, this is a perfect CD in every way, and every song is absolutely wonderful. Do I have some favorites? Well, probably 5, 6, and 7. Claire Cadillac is 5, Raising Venus is 6, and Fever is 7. And I don't think you have lived until you've heard Malia sing Fever, the Peggy Lee song from back in the day. She makes it her own. And even though you might have heard other artists doing it, you got to hear Malia singing it because it's incredible. She really does that song great justice. So the sound quality on this, like I said, it's got deep, powerful bass, huge sound stage. It's got this 3-dimensionality to the sound stage with great depth. Malia's voice is in the room with you, and Boris's synths have textures that are just mind-blowing. So if you haven't heard this as an audiophile, you probably heard of it. So I cannot recommend this strongly enough, even though it's technically not a Yello release, because Boris Blank did the music on this. Well, I couldn't resist not including it. So do check it out if you're not familiar with it. Convergence by Boris Blank and Malia. Okay, the next release today is the most recent release by Yello that I have in my system, and that is Toy. And this came out in 2016. Now, this one is probably my third favorite Yello release. And even though Convergence is not technically a Yello release, I'm going to count it in this case because, well, it's got Boris Blank, and that's close enough for me. But anyway, this has phenomenal sound quality. It's got great musical quality. And this really, again, showcases Yello at the top of their game. Now, some of the favorite songs that I have on this one, songs number 2, 4, and 5, which number 2 is Limbo, number 4 is Cold Flame, number 5 is Kiss the Cloud, and this is Fifi Rangai, I believe, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And number 4 on this is another song featuring Malia on this album. And then Malia is also featured on song number 8, Give You the World. And that one is absolutely beautiful. Songs 11 and 13. 11 is Dark Side and 13 is Magma. Those are also among some of my favorites. But this is just a fantastic CD, and there's really no skippable tracks on this. It is wonderful music from beginning to end. Just great stuff. So do give it a try if you're not familiar with it, because again, this is Yello at the top of their game. Yello Toy. Okay, the last CD that I want to bring to you today is a 2 CD set, and that is Yello 40 Years. Now this is a comp. This features their greatest hits over a 40-year period. And there's not a lot of artists out that can actually have 40-year comps put together. And this is also a trifold release. And it features 2 CDs. And the first CD is the first 20 years, and that covers the period from the 1980s into the 1990s. It's got great sound quality. I would certainly consider it to be audiophile quality, but you can tell as the years go by, Yello's sound got better, as well as their production efforts and their arrangements just got better and better and better. And then the second CD is the second 20 years, featuring music from the year 2000 over to about 2024. Maybe around 2020, I'm sorry. So that is top-notch sound quality. It is definitely demo quality on that right there. So there are wonderful songs on this, and again, you're hearing their greatest hits, and it doesn't get any better than that for Yello. So if you're looking for only one CD to capture Yello's sound, this would be one that I would say you could start with, because it features their top 40 hits over a 40-year period. So like I said, Yello has got it together, and when they reached about the mid-2000s, they were at the top of the game. They had the finest production values. Boris had all of these samples that he had accumulated over the decades, and the way that they arranged music by that time period, it doesn't get any better than that for Yello. They really were at the top of their game. So do give this a try if you haven't heard it, because it's a wonderful release and a great comp, and that's Yello 40 Years. Not many other artists can actually claim to have been in the game for 40 years and still cranking out hits and great music. All right, that's all I've got for you today. That's the 5 CDs that I wanted to bring to you. And just keep in mind that, again, if you're only used to Oh Yeah, the song that Yello came out with in the 1985 movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, do give their music a try, because these guys have outstanding electronic music. Their prowess at the keyboards is really one of the very best out there at the genre that they are doing. So do give it a try if it hasn't been on your radar, because audiophiles, you're missing out if you haven't heard the sound quality of Yello's releases. Now, I hope today that you have enjoyed what I've brought to you, and if you've gotten a release or two out of this that you would like to maybe check out or add to your system, please do give me a like and subscribe, because that really helps my channel out, and it helps me to bring all of these releases to you, to share with you some of the great quality music and sound quality CDs in my collection. And I really do appreciate that. And one more thing before I go today, if any of you have some Yello releases that I did not mention and they're among your favorites, please do put those down in the comments at the bottom of the page, because I'm always interested in hearing what others have to say about other music that maybe I didn't mention, or some other releases by this great group that I just don't have in my collection. Anyway, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to look at my channel. I really do appreciate that. And take care, everyone, and until next time, happy music listening.